I love it. Good hello, good hello. Welcome back. Firstly, thank God for this moment. I'm super excited to be back. Welcome back, everyone. If you haven't joined us or tuned in, listened in to the first episode, this is from the Cape Flats podcast, and I'll be your co-host, the real LED. And yes, welcome back to episode two. Episode two. Um, Yes, I'm really excited for this conversation today. And of course, like I mentioned, I'll be your co-host, the real LED, born and bred on the Cape Flats, designed by God, and of course, manufactured in Mitchells Plain, Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you so much once again, of course, to the Dream Team. I definitely gave them a name. I didn't consult them about that, but I gave them a name. Officially, they are the Dream Team. And of course, you'll see their names at the end if you stay until the end for the credits. And that's later on. So, of course, as you know, this is a bi-weekly podcast. So, 2 weeks ago, we had, and it's probably going to be my favorite, my momzo as our guest. And yes, just what an inspirational conversation. What an inspiration she is to me. Really blessed, of course, to have such an incredible, strong, like I mentioned, woman. And our topic of conversation in episode 1 was birthright, not reborn or rebirth, as our guest mentioned previously or earlier today. So yes, birthright, and really just how blessed we are to be having access. And of course, that coincides and ties into our purpose. It was really a powerful conversation. And as you know, the conversations we hope to cover on this podcast are definitely inspirational about your well-being, spoken word, creative arts. We have a very special creative artist today, business education, financial education, excellent coffee. Can we just take a moment for that one today? Excellent coffee. And of course, how did I forget last week? Dry humor. That's definitely something that a lot of us here, myself, have to contribute to the podcast. So, yes, we are still chatting to you all the way from the Helderberg region, and that is Strand. And in the Western Cape, thank you so much again to everyone that traveled all the way across country today to be here. And up next, I think that's a lot of talking for now. So, up next, we have the word of the day, and that will happen on the wooden chair. I mean, of course, because why wouldn't we? And yes, of course, today's word of the day is by my dear friend Keenan, aka Henky, aka Spyro. He is performing a newbie, so I'm quite privileged to be experiencing that today. Yes, it's definitely unreleased, I believe. So yes, over to you, Shine.
Stand up. There's no two ways about it. There's not even two ways around it. I spoke to God, he said, there's no doubt about it. It's between me and that other guy, just to be honest about it. Cause you know me, I never lie, I keep a G about it. Plus how you feel about it, I'm not concerned about it. Just know what's best for you and eventually you will learn about it. How you want a piece of heaven but don't live a life to get to see inside of your actions got me confused about it. Cause what happens on that day I come to collect you about it. And I'll show you who you chose and then you mad about it. I'll be too busy with my people to even argue about it. Cause I showed you the way, all you have to do is stay about it. The good life is not the best life for the next life. The fame nice but the price high, you need to check twice. When it's too late then it's too late, you don't get thrice. You know now, you act now, you know same time. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. He say, serve me and only me. Only me. Serve me and only me. Only me, only me. Serve me and only me. Only me. Serve me and only me. I don't think there's time left to play about it. I know the devil's willing to kill you about it. Cause he be about it. Don't let the world hide the second coming, cause they're scared about it. They want you on the fence, cause they're on the fence. I hope you know about it. Don't you feel the change? Don't you feel the change coming? How you don't want the same things anymore, that must mean something. How you always do it on your own and always need something. That's because you're not part of God's plan, so you always lack something. I say get with the program. I say check the facts, then check it again, just so you know, man. I say kill your ambition, let God show you that's the best plan. Wait, that's the only plan. I know you wanna be the main man, but we already have the main man. It's hard letting go with all the hard work you've been putting in. But tell me how you want at the end. God losing it, you win. Young man, be smart about it. Young man, trust God about it. You wanna know how Jesus would go about it? Die about it. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. Only me. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. He say, serve me and only me. Serve me and only me. Only me. Yes, sir. Sparrow. Real name is Keenan. From Bridgetown, Athlone, 7764. Grew up there. Been there my whole life, most of my life. So yeah, that's where I'm from. Shout out. Sparrow.64, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, I guess. Yeah, that's what it is. Vision and relentless execution. It's hard to give a one-liner, but I think to always give yourself the opportunity to become the best version of yourself. Always have a clear goal, and write it down or so. I think people forget the importance of having that on a separate piece of paper. You know, the mind is a big place. So yeah, write it down, write the steps down. You know, and you know, it doesn't have to. You don't have to. I know there's not a one-liner. You don't have to take on a large goal at once. You know, you can have small goals that kind of lead up to the large goal. So yeah, I think that's give yourself the opportunity to become the best version of yourself. Yeah, that's my one-liner.
Wow. I think listening to that track the other day when I did receive it, it gave me goosebumps. And so, yes, like, I'm really proud of you. That's all I'm going to say. I'll share some words with you offline as well, but I'm definitely really proud of you. Well done. And of course, today I'm not alone. We are not alone, obviously. And I'm really expectant. So, joining me rather today. Can we have a drum roll? Yes, I'm that person. Definitely hype myself. So yes, welcome, Mr. Can I say Marlon Parker, aka should we? May I?
You may.
Okay, thank you. AKA MB. Yes, and that's a inside joke. Yes, AKA MB. Yes, if you would like to, please do. I hope you do. Please say hello to everyone watching, listening, tuning in today. And of course, how are you feeling in this moment?
Thank you so much, Ali. MB is my initials, for those of you who don't know. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for allowing me on your amazing podcast.
Wow, thank you so much for being here. Definitely one of the people that traveled cross country to be here today. And so, yes, like we mentioned, this is still from the Cape Flats podcast. And most likely all of the guests will be from the Cape Flats. Yes. So we are going to, again, thank you for being here. We are going into a segment I like to call Rapid Fire. So this is just a fun quiz before we continue. So I'll ask you a few questions, 5 questions, and you have 30 seconds to answer all of them. So you just have to choose one of the options that I share. Okay. Shame. I think I did better at explaining this week last week. It was a bit interesting. So hopefully I got it right this time. So are you ready?
You can go.
Let's go. Let's hope this is going to happen. The time starts already. Coffee or hot chocolate?
Coffee.
Wow. Chocolate or fudge?
Fudge.
Ooh, very wise, sir. Steak or chicken?
Steak.
The color blue or the color orange?
Blue.
I think we must change this time, no? Because it's a lot of time. I don't understand. Because it's like a lot. Oh, Marvel or DC?
Oh, Marvel.
Cool. Okay. Well done. That's the end of that. I knew most of those answers. I was surprised, but very wise for your answer number 2. Was very surprised.
Can't
Was I
remember
supposed
what
to
was
change?
question number 2.
Question 2 was, I'm going to press it now. It's fine. Question 2 was chocolate or fudge.
Oh,
The first one. Yes.
I like fudge, but I have chocolate more.
It's because you in Judge's kitchen.
No, I have fudge once a month. I'm not going to say why.
Very very
Maybe
wise.
people listening might understand why I only have it once a month. But yeah, I have chocolate more frequently, but fudge once a month.
Interesting. Thank you. Again, very wise responses. So the next part of the podcast segment is called Coffee Convos. Right.
Okay.
So it's really just the question that I'm gonna pose to you. I didn't prep you at all. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome to at least cheers. I don't know if you'd like to have some.
I can.
Please. You can definitely go for it. Feel.
Clearly, my positioning was a little bit off for drinking of coffees, but
Cheers.
to episode 2.
Yay! So, just a quick question. What inspired you today?
What inspired me when I woke up this morning was God.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big inspiration this morning.
Mm.
Yeah, God, the Holy Spirit inspired me
Mm.
daily.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. I definitely am seeing the cross pollination with episode 1 and 2, very similar to Momzo's answer. And I do believe that's our inspiration daily as well. And so the main reason why I actually started this podcast was because I got inspired by the Holy Spirit. And I'm really grateful that we actually got to this point. And so, yes, thank you for sharing what inspired you today and what continuously drives you. And so, this next segment, of course, very exciting, is called Story Time. And today's topic is vision and relentless execution. I'm going to say it again. It's like vision and relentless execution. So, for those that don't know your initials, you can introduce yourself for everyone that's listening in, watching, and where exactly you're from on the Cape Flats, and then also just a brief background.
Thank you. So I was born some time ago.
Sorry.
In my mind, it's 23 years ago, but that can be verified online. And I was born in a place called Silvertown, which is in the Athlone area on the Cape Flats. It was a single mother who gave birth to me, and I was born prematurely. I was 6.5 months in my mother's womb when I decided I was going to come out. So I came early, and that's why I'm not always early anymore, because I did it right in the beginning. I've earned my stripes. But one of the key things, I think, for me being born on the Cape Flats was the richness of community. I wasn't born into a Christian home per se, but I lived literally opposite a church. So I couldn't quite escape the church from where I was staying at the time. And for me, the key thing around being born on the Cape Flats, like I said, it was family, but also it was really a place that really, I think, that kind of defined who I would become. So I actually forgot the question already.
You did amazingly in answering
Did I answer
it.
the question?
Yes. Yeah, and of course I had a bit of an experience and still do, not as regularly, but yes, I've been in Athlone, Silvertown before. And the one thing, and you mentioned it as well, was community. You definitely feel and get that sense when you're there. And this is one of the reasons why I love the Cape Flats as well, because wherever you go, we even mentioned it 2 weeks ago as well, and I'm tracking back only just to reflect, because the inspiration from that was really just the togetherness. And so again, family, community, it's really similar, and that is what the Cape the flats actually, actually, I love it. Actually embodies community, family, of course, first and foremost, family. And so that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So, growing up on the Cape Flats, as you mentioned, Silvertown, what was or has been two of your biggest, at the time, unachievable dreams growing up?
I was very clear with my dreams growing up, so I know exactly what they are. So when I was a young kid, there were three dreams. The one dream was I wanted to win an Academy Award. The second dream,
Like the Oscars,
the
sorry.
Oscar, an
Okay.
Oscar, yeah. I've learned it was an Academy Award apparently, and because I was very much inspired, my second dream, because I was so inspired by Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu, the Archbishop, they won the Nobel Peace Prize. And I didn't quite know what it meant. And I said, my second dream is one day I would like to win a Nobel Peace Prize. So that was the second dream. And the third dream was that one day I want to have a job where I can wear a shirt and a tie. And out of the three dreams, I've accomplished one
That's four.
to date.
That's four. Thank you for sharing. And I do know it is, I mean, for me at least, I'm going to speak from a personal point of view. It is very sensitive sharing your dreams with people, with others. And so thank you for sharing that with us today. I do believe you've definitely achieved those in a different way. And there's definitely time still to achieve those. So yes, thank you for sharing. That's quite interesting. And I don't
Yeah, and maybe also
Go for it.
to remember when you grow up, your dreams are very different to when you live life. So I think that's important to note. The fact, for some of those dreams, to win an Academy Award or an Oscar, there was no context behind why I wanted to win it. I just saw the Oscars on television, and like, oh, that's cool. I also want one of those. And the same with the Nobel Peace Prize. I didn't even know what a Nobel Peace Prize was.
I don't think I actually know.
But
what
because I had a lot of
Peace Prize is.
admiration for our previous, Nelson Mandela, I thought, wow, that's amazing. If he got it, I should get it. So, and that was really the initial bits to the dream. But of course, as life goes on, your dreams evolve, and I think it's okay if your dreams evolve. But those things that you've always held dear, I think is important because it gives you a North Star. And for both of those dreams, even though I might not have achieved the accolade, I actually embarked on a journey for both of those things, which maybe we could talk about later.
Thank you for sharing. I do believe the leaders, I'm going to say, that you've made mention of, definitely understand why, again, from what I'm receiving, because of the type of person you are and your humility and the people you lead as well. So it's definitely resonating, but like you mentioned, we'll go into that. And so today's topic, of course, as we already know, is vision and relentless execution. If I could, I would actually say those words the whole time. And so please do share about a vision you've had, received, and how you've implemented and executed on this. There's another question there, but I think I'll wait. So I'll repeat it. Sure. So please share about a vision you've received or had and how you've implemented and executed on it.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's important to define what vision is because everybody's got a different definition of vision. Sometimes we think a vision is an aspiration. And for me, a vision is a dream that has been translated. Because everybody have dreams, right? We all dream, but dreaming is a very lonely journey. Like your dream is not my dream. But when you have the ability to convert and turn a dream into a vision, people can buy into a vision. They can follow a vision, but not. I can't expect other people to follow my dreams because those are my dreams. And I think that is the key thing for a lot of people to realize that when you think about vision, it is something that has been translated from a dream or from a goal or an aspiration that you've now converted to those others can follow. So one vision, there's many, my word. But I'm gonna go on the theme of I wanted to win an Academy Award. I'll maybe use that one because it's most probably it seems extremely impossible, right? Now for me, one of the things that I always wanted to do was I thought one way of getting to an Academy Award is I need to either write, direct, or act. So I then tweaked that dream by saying I would love to be performing on stage in the largest stage in Cape Town. So that was the largest theatre in Cape Town. That's where I would love to have a performance. So that became the facet of the dream that I now turned into a vision. With that, along with a very good friend of mine, his name was Theo, I called him Choka. We then decided to book the largest theatre, which was at the time, it's the Artscape Theatre. And we opted to book the theatre, and we were going to create a 2-hour production called The Adventures of Henry and Charlie. Now, in order to do that, we needed to have a lot of people that would buy into this vision. At the time, fortunately, there was my beautiful wife, Renee. She was thinking crazy enough, okay, that this is something that we should do. And there was a whole lot of other people around us. And we went on this journey of actually putting on the production at the Artscape. From printing posters to doing the writing to doing the makeup. I mean, we did everything. And by just putting the actions to it, not just like, one day we would love to be in the big theater. It was our actions that then got us to perform on the theater. And I was working full time. So I would finish work at about 7 at the time. I was working at the local university. And then at 8:30, I was on stage.
Wow.
So when I had a two-week run, and most of the show was sold out, which was amazing. And the show, of course, was called The Adventures of Henry and Charlie, Friend Forever. So it was a vision that was then executed, and we actually performed it. And there is a pirate copy somewhere on the internet, somewhere, hopefully, not to be shown ever again. But that's an example. I think for me it was largely, and if I take 3 lessons out of that was the Oscar ambition is big, but performing on a large stage and the biggest theatre is still very ambitious. So we did it firstly, find out what it cost. We practically went and found out information about it. We went to visit it even though we had no money. We looked at the different stages. We put in the work as if we were going to do it.
Wow.
And because we could see ourselves and imagine ourselves doing it, it was easy to take the next step, to break it down into smaller steps. And yeah, as I say, the rest is history.
History, yes. Well gedaan, well done. For those of us who don't often speak Afrikaans, well done. Yes, a few things that definitely stood out for me in that, and I didn't need to actually ask the question because it was really just going to be, and could you do it alone? Could you execute it alone? And you've already answered that. Clearly not. I don't believe any vision, dream, anything you embark on, you should be doing alone. And so, yes, thank you for inspiring us, of course, and continuously do so, whichever word needs to work there. Yes, I really love the statement, dreams need to be translated into a vision.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can dream, you can have it, you can think about it, wonder, but if you're not but with that being said, if you're not going to have the vision and then work on that, break it down like you mentioned, actually work on how executing it, who needs to be involved here to to, bring it to reality, then it's just a dream. Then you might just lay on your bed and dream all
There's
time.
a lot of dreamers,
Exactly.
but the big thing is how do you, and that's why you have to turn it into a vision. It's also that accountability of if your dream is one day I want to travel the world, right? That's the dream. You can't be sitting in your room dreaming because the world is not going to come to you necessarily. You need to say, okay, so here's my vision. I want to go and travel the world, and these are the kind of things that I am embarking on. And it's in the, because remember, it's through the vision that your faith begins to grow.
Amen.
And faith without actions is meaningless. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Yes. That was the next point. Action your vision. And of late, I think that's really been something personal that I've actually been focused on. And so thank you for being one of the people, not the only person, one of the people that inspires me to continuously achieve and turn those dreams into visions. I mean, this is definitely one of them.
Yes.
And the fact that we made it to episode 2, thank the Lord, means that we are actioning that. And I'm saying we because I'm not the only one sitting on this couch. I'm not the only one in this space right now. And so, yes, the dream team is here, And then the next thing, I don't know this phrase. Like I read it somewhere, but it says, I think, no, please correct me if I'm wrong. You're welcome to scream from the outside, from the other side rather. Shoot for the stars and land on the moon, or is it shoot for the moon and land on the stars? The first one. Thank you. The first one. So shoot for the stars and land on the moon. So you have to aim high. You have to be ambitious. And I feel like sometimes I might be like over ambitious. However, I do believe, and like you've also mentioned, I do believe that's really important. They're laughing. I can't. That's really important because if you have goals that are, I'm going to use the word mediocre, you are going to achieve less than that. And so thank you for that. Like, thank you for sharing that, even though, and it could still happen, hopefully we'll do a comeback of Charlie and Friends, or what was it, Charlie and Henry, no? Forever. Is it right, ma'am? Forever. Yes. See, I am from the Cape Flats. No? Part 2, yes, thank you, part 2. And I did mention to you this before, like I would really love to actually share the stage with you because that's my roots as well. Like I've started before I was doing any co-creative type things. The stage was where I started in primary school, not 23 years ago, but but yeah. So that's also been my, I would say, roots. And so I mean, not sure if that's necessarily roots. So I would like it to come back, and someone did show part 2. So hopefully we'll have a part 2 there. So yes, again, I think it is shoot for the stars and land on the moon.
That is the one.
It is it.
No, it is.
Is it? Sorry.
The reason why you have to shoot for the stars. And I think many times we limit ourselves
Wow.
based on our surroundings and based on what we see. And it just means that we miss the opportunity because God is bigger than where you
Amen.
are, right? And I think that is something that you have to do. You have to not be caught up and dwell on things that has been past, that's in the past, but you always look ahead. You always focus forward. And I think that's something that is very important, especially for the dreamers, for those that are, say, have got lots of aspirations and there are things you want to achieve and it seems out of reach. The fact that it's out of reach gives you the opportunity to embark on the journey. And I think that's the beauty of it. So, and you know what's the greatest thing about shooting for the stars? If you miss the one star, there's many stars.
Do it.
So you have a constellation of opportunities for you to go in pursuit of. And I think that's the reason why we need to do this, why we need to think bigger, be bolder, be courageous.
Yes. Wow, thank you so much. And perseverance, I think that's quite important along that.
Absolutely.
Like, if you try something and it fails, continue. Try again. You didn't, when you try again, rather, you're not trying from a place of you're not sure what you're doing because you've already attempted. But if you don't attempt, then what you're doing, like, there's nothing to learn from. And so definitely inspired by you today. And so thank you. We definitely came to the end of story time today. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for indulging, staying here with us. And if you would like to share your version of vision, and of course, relentless execution, you're more than welcome to do so. We'd love to hear your point of view and your stance. I think I learned that word from mom, so your stance. So yes, you're more than welcome to drop a comment. Let us know. And if you also need like assistance or guidance, these people that can definitely help you on your journey, because I think that's always important. Together is better. So yes, thank you so much again, Marlon, for joining us on this episode of From the Cape Flats podcast. It was really good to hear from you, and of course be inspired and continue to inspire. And of course, if you were inspired, when you are inspired, doesn't have to be from this podcast, but you please do also continue to inspire rather other people. And so yes, we hope to have you back on the podcast, hopefully another time. But for now, it has come to the end for today's episode of From the Cape Flats podcast. Yes, thank you so much for listening in, joining, and we'll chat soon. We hope that you were inspired today and continue to inspire. We'll chat soon. Bye. Thank you.